This video is suitable for both the original Thumb and the Thumb Pro. Just if you're doing it with the Thumb Pro, make sure you use the supplied head. Welcome. This video is going to be for anybody who wants to hook up like a Runcam Thumb but doesn't want to solder it directly to the flight controller. So what I have is a series of these little balance lead things I made. And what I did is the first one I have, let's say this one I got for 4S to 6S, is one of these things that hooks up with a little USB 3, I think, for like a certain type of GoPro. And I just cut the end off of that, and I hooked up the little end that has the adapter for the Runcam Thumb, and this thing already has a 5-volt adapter built into it. So when I plug it in, get my little light to let me know I hooked it up right, and then I can just hook it up into my thumb, and I got my little red light to let me know it's got power. Press the button, it's blinking, and it's recording. So that's one easy one. This is good for, I think it was a 4S to 6S or something like that. And then these aren't as hard to get, but one thing I did have an issue with was for 2S, and generally if you're flying a Thumb, you probably got like a little micro thing or something like that. A lot of them have these little AIOs, little all-in-ones, and it's not always so easy to just like find a spot to solder or something too, especially so that has a dedicated 5-volt pad. So what I do is I build these little balance leads, and I just take a 5-volt regulator and this little extender for a balance lead, and I just kind of cut this up and put them together, pull out the middle wire, and I make this guy, which I'll show you how to do in this video, but first I just want to show you how it works. So you just plug it in, and similar to the one I just showed you, plug it into the thumb, you get your little red light so you know you got it on, and if you press your button, it starts blinking and you know it's recording. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to just solder this up and make one of the 2S adapter ones right now, and I think a lot of people will find this useful. I know that if I could find a video like this 6-7 months ago, it would have been really useful for me. So I hope you get some benefit out of this video, and thank you for watching. I'm going to show you how to do this now, and just pull the camera in close. Okay. Before we get started, it's just imperative that I point out that the 5-volt adapters that I've been buying, and I'm not sure if it'll be this way for you or not, but they actually come with the plugs in the wrong orientation than what you need for the thumb. So I'm going to put this one out of the way so I don't get it mixed up. Then I'm just going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm going to plug in one. I'm going to take my adapter that I made already. And when you have it plugged in, if you look, you want that red wire to be on the furthest outside. The black wire on the inside, red wire on the outside, and just make sure it's in that orientation before you go any further. And it's really easy if you just kind of pull on these tabs. You can get these wires out and then switch them around, push them back in, push the tabs down, and it's not that hard to do. Okay, so we're going to get started on this, and what we're going to do, we want to cut this top off. Make sure you cut the top end off, not the bottom, because we need this. And cut this little adapter part on the end of there. Yours might not always be the same plug as this, but I got this little like old Dean style thing or whatever that is. I'm going to cut them off. So we'll cut that and just give it a nice little stripping so that the wires are exposed and could take some solder. And these ones go nice and easy with just my finger. This guy, same thing. Cut that. Then we want to pull out this middle one. Just give it a nice firm tug and it comes out nice and easy. Give these wires a little strip down. Hopefully that's all coming out in the camera good. Alright, now we just want to tin our ends, which is pretty easy. Let's get a little bit of solder on our tip. Then I just like to heat the wire up and just get a little bit of solder on there. Okay. And I'm not the best at this. If I could do this, anyone could do this. And just get a little solder on there. Then we'll do the same with these two. Okay. Okay. I always keep a little wet sponge when I'm soldering. Let's get our heat shrink on. And back it down out the way. And the color heat shrink you use doesn't matter, obviously. It's just as long as the size fits. Okay, we got our heat shrink ready. Alright, now we got these prepped. We're just going to attach them. I'm going to wrap the one wire around the other. And then I'm just going to solder them together. Take a little piece off. Just gonna kind of hold it there and get this hot. There we go. And once the wire heats up, it just kind of absorbs the solder and you'll have a nice solid individual piece there. Slide your heat shrink over it, if it will let me. There we go. Just take your lighter and give that a quick little blast and let it shrink a bit. There we go. That side's done, and we're going to do the same to the other. And I just like to try to get these small wire to wrap around the bigger one. Okay. Get our solder, clean our head off. And just hold it there for a second, let the solder flow. Once the wire heats up, the solder will just kind of flow from the tip to the wire, and you got a nice tight joint. Pull up your heat shrink. Get it all the way over. And then a quick blast with your lighter. There we go. And then you got a 2S balance lead that has a 5-volt regulator and will power your Runcam Thumb. Alright, so to sum it all up, we took a 5-volt regulator. We switched around the head, the wire's orientation in the little plug. Double check and make sure that you have to do that. You might not have to. I had to with the orientation that were in these. Then we just clipped the back off. We took a 2S balance lead extender. We clipped the top off and pulled the middle wire out. And then from that point on, it's just red to red, black to black, solder it up, put some heat shrink on it. Now we're going to test it out. Pray I did this right. Definitely don't want to mess up my thumb. Alright, so we plugged it in to the 2S lipo. Now we're going to plug it into the thumb and pray. Alright, we got a red light. Press the button, it should be recording. Hello there, I think we're good. I hope this was good for you. I know that when I first started flying a few months, let me get this, I'll stop recording. When I first started flying in the beginning of the spring of 2022, I could have really used some of this info. It was hard for me to find. I'm not sure if it's actually out there or not, but I was having a hard time finding it. And like, in my mind, I knew that I should be able to just do this, but like I wasn't really sure what to do with that third wire or exactly how to do it. So I really could have used this video. I hope that you could use this video and it really helped you out, and I hope you have fun flying your little micros with your 2S and your thumb and have fun. This will also work with the Thumb Pro, just you will only have power and record. You won't have the other features that you could hook up through the drone. Alright, I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful, and we'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Fly like a girl.